Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe. Inter-Milan 1-0. And what a game. The result really doesn't give justice to the way Inter played. It was incredible. And why do I title assisted suicide? Because Milan, by choosing 3-5-2, Pioli in particular, basically chose to be defeated, because 3-5-2 is a mirror to our formation and it puts all the pressure on individual duels, not on the way the team is displayed on the pitch. And individually, Inter's players are almost all of them, at least in theory, superior to Milan's, objectively, in my opinion. So not objectively, but subjectively. This was the first big mistake that Pioli made, and on top of it we played an excellent game, although, referring to the pre-match video I made, we have not been merciless. On the contrary, we've been merciful, because this was a manita opportunity that we didn't take, and it was really a pity, because Milan, especially in the first half, was really appalling, really appalling. And as I was hoping, we approached the game so well. We used 1 year ago's derby, the one in which De Vrij let Giroud turn around and score, as engine for us, as fuel for our engine. We also used the celebrations of Serie A Scudetto that Milan did, so tasteless and so vulgar, to also charge this game with the right energy. And the cherry on the top was yesterday's choreography by Milan, which titled Champions of Italy Welcome Champions of Arabia. Well, the champions of Arabia came back home and kicked your freaking ass. It was great, really. When I saw that piece of copy, I thought, this is how you charge the opponents really perfectly. And it worked well, while our choreography was a beautiful snake. I want to notice that the first shot on goal for Milan was at the 75th minute. This says it all about our approach. But let's get into the game. So in the first half, we were incredible. In the first 7 minutes, 10 minutes especially, we had an incredible domination of the pitch and of the ball. And we went into this game with 177 balls that we recuperated offensively, which is the record in Serie A. So we are the team that recuperates more balls forward when they lose it in Serie A. This is dedicated to Arrigo Sacchi, who says that we play in defense and counter-attack only. We don't do it at all. So Arriga, state zit, shut up. And so we start so well. Lauti almost scores twice. First with a shot with his left foot, and Tata Rusano doesn't even know how he got that ball, and the second with a header on Skriniar's cross. And in the first 10 minutes we had 80% of ball possession. Can you imagine? It was like a game with a second division team, not with a Serie A team. Anyway, we also scored almost 2 more goals directly from corner kick, one with Di Marco and one with Chala, and then of course we scored. Milan's fans charged also Chala with their choirs before the corner kick was kicked, and Chala kicked it on Lauti's head for a perfect goal, and then hushed the Milan fans. You're such a personality, Chala. And so yes, the first half was heaven. Second half was a bit more evened out, because Pioli understood that what he was doing was really crazy, and he changed the formation to a 3-4-1-2 with Diaz, who always actually creates some difficulties for us somehow. Anyway, I found that in this point, with the change of formation, Inzaghi waited a bit too long to adjust the team. In fact, he waited for more than 10 minutes. And Then there was also an episode in which Gabbia should have been given another yellow card, the second, and sent off because with the ball far away he kicked Di Marco. So that was really incredible that he didn't get a yellow card and VAR didn't tell the ref. But then I have to say that Milan played a little better in the middle part of the second half. Then there was a penalty on Lauti that Massa didn't whistle, a penalty on Dzeko that Massa didn't whistle. There was a goal with an offside of 1 millimeter from Lauti, and there was also another goal from Big Rom that could have been also whistled as a foul because he did pull the opponent's jersey, but it was reciprocal, so you could also have not whistled. And so Massa, it was awful, and it's the third time in a row that we suffer from the refs' decisions with Atalanta as well and with Cremonese. So I'm really flagging this. I hope Inter's communication apparatus is noticing this. And we were so good that Milan had the negative record of ball touched in the opponent's area in a game, 7. Can you imagine? So that's how good we have been. And in the end, at the end of the game, we had 4 shots on target versus 1 from Milan. So we dominated even in that stat. Let's go to the players. Onana, Tiramolla Onana is a 6-. Played well, he made a save, ball was even going out and he saved it anyway. But all in all, he made that mistake with his feet, and that's not something that he has to do because it's enough to make one of those per game and we are screwed. So it's a 6-. Skriniar is a 5+. He started with a great cross for Lauti with that header. Then, Origi ran over him basically. Then Leao also ran over him. And, considering the value he has on the market, that's not something that you can allow. Not only he did this, but although he was much more participating in Inter's plays, all in all, he made an incredible mistake towards the end of the game when he lost that ball close to Milan's penalty box and penalty area, and then Milan on a counter-attack almost scored. If it wasn't for Acerbi, they would have scored, and I would have killed the guy. So really not up to his fame. It's a 5+. Acerbi 7. I'm so admired by the focus of this man. He's a machine. He might not be a champion, but he's a really focused and dedicated professional. He reminds me of Darmian in these terms, but he's also, tremendously experienced, and he has even a stronger personality than Darmian, I would say, because he behaves almost as an orchestra director, and that takes a lot of confidence from a guy who plays in Inter only 6 months, like Acerbi. So it's a 7, very focused, as we said, and on this play with in which Skriniar lost the ball, he closed up on Giroud just before the situation becoming unbearable for our hearts. So Acerbi is really a 7, and I'm happy to have him, especially with this De Vrij. Bastoni is a 6+. He was also part of the play most of the times when Inter constructed their plays, but I didn't see the usual interesting ideas from him. He was very academic, and also towards the end he conceded a fault to Milan that was very dangerous and easy to avoid, so that's only a 6+ for him this time. Decent but not good. Darmian 6.5, very well in defensively, and I particularly enjoyed a shoulder bump that he gave to Leao towards the end. But all in all, the usual player you can count on. So consistent, incredibly consistent, admirably consistent. 6.5. Barella 5. Too many movements with his arms, too nervous. He lost an incredible amount of balls that were incredibly dangerous for us. At least I counted 4, at least. And one he lost because he tried to play with the heel in a situation in which it was not at all pertinent to do so. Then he just looked very foggy mentally to me. So it was a very, very, very bad performance. That's one of the reasons I think why we didn't score more goals. Barella wasn't at his best yesterday, so it's a 5. Çalhanoğlu, the Sultan of Swing, is a 7-. 53 presences with Inter, 9 goals and 16 assists. Oh no, sorry, 17 after yesterday. Great crosses with big balls in defense, nobody passes, and very elegant in construction. 7-. Minus why, you would ask, and I don't know, so I take it out. It's a 7. 7 for Chala. Mkhitaryan 6+. He did his job. He was interrupting a lot of plays of Milan, so that was added value for us. But I didn't like the way he reacted to the yellow card because he risked really to get a red, and it would have been a nightmare. So that's why it's not a 6.5 but a 6+ for Mkhitaryan. Di Marco 6.5. Drone delivery Di Marco is always also consistent. Nice crosses, especially a low one in the beginning, so nothing to say. 6.5. Dzeko 6-. You see that he has the ideas, but you see that the body struggles to follow the mind because he's just a bit old. So 6- because the will and the intelligence are still and always there. Lauti 7. Great shot in the beginning, and again I don't know how Tataruzano got that. Then the header, then the goal, then also another wonderful shot with the right foot in the second half. So it's a very complete, well-rounded professional. I mean, header, right, left, you name it. Lautaro, you are great. And finally you also reached a great consistency, and it's a 7. I'm so happy that the World Cup gave you this new ability and brought you to the next level. Gosens 6+. I loved again the grit that Robin displayed, and I want to reward it with a 6+. Brozovic, tube man Brozovic. We've seen some tube man moves, but we've also seen some very reactive plays. It was very electrical almost yesterday. It was charged, supercharged, and so I liked the way he played. He already looked like the usual Brozovic, like not the player who's been out so long. Very good. Lukaku 6.5, very good in defending the ball, and also I appreciated that play in which he fell and then he stood up in a nanosecond to shoot with the right foot and almost surprise Tataruzano. So he was again, even there, very reactive, which is a good sign for him because it means that he's getting closer and closer to his best state of shape. Then we have Gagliardini 6.5. He conquered a ball and then he also got a foul. I liked, even though he played very few minutes, I liked the attitude that he brought to the pitch. Aslani, no vote because he played too little. Inzaghi 8-. 8-. He's been amazing. Won 2 derbys in 20 days. The approach was wonderful. Even the formation turned out to be the right one. He preserved Lukaku and Brozovic for the second part, so there was a strategic game in mind. We didn't even need to use our strategy because we dominated in every part of the game, but it was very well prepared strategically, and the players he chose performed well. The only minus I give him is because he waited a bit too long with the substitutions, and because you can't keep a game like this open. You have to put it to sleep, but really in the first half with such an opponent. So this is the minus in his 8, and another plus to the way he prepared the game is that we had a very tough match with Atalanta on Tuesday, And despite all of this, the players were physically very strong. And so this is also the merit of Inzaghi and his team. That's all. I'm so happy, and please, if you enjoyed the video, punch the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to learn how to get better with this content. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Forza Magica Inter. Ciao.